Let me turn to Graeme Garden, and I'm very pleased to be able to ask you about the environment, because I believe in the environment, because I live there. Are you going to be able to promise some measures to improve the quality of life for people of this country?
In almost every way, yes, absolutely, yeah. And especially in terms of the environment.
Yes. Well, what about our cities? These days, children in the inner city have to breathe in air loaded with lead, which affects their brains. Can you do something about to control emissions?
To control emissions?
That's the lead content of...
The lead content of your brain, is it?
No, I mean, for small children growing up in big cities...
yes, of course, it's a very important
problem.
problem, yes. And we are going to ban leaded petrol altogether in the future.
Oh, very good. What about our rivers and the pollution?
They'll be banned as well, yes. And if Janet could just help me to give an example... Bloody hell.
Notoriously, the beaches around Britain are polluted by the towns which pump out their sewage. Now, how are you doing about that?
Yeah, this is because so much raw sewage is still dumped into the sea.
Yes.
And in my new book, Ways with Sewage, I explain how it is not any longer going to be dumped into rivers and into the sea, but is going to be stored inland in multi-storey car parks.
Is this the sewage or unsold copies of your book?
This is the sewage, which will probably contain many unsold copies of my book.
Yes, I didn't know you had a book out. I'd rather concentrate on the problems associated with... For example, there's supposed to be a coordinated transport policy to get more people back on the rails.
There is,
yes.
And if I could just show you...
Yes.
I make a little train here.
How long will this take?
And it doesn't take long because it's not a very realistic one.
It's not a very good train. Is it a virgin train?
No, it's not, because it's quite clean.
Yes, I see. Anyway, so you're going to encourage people to go on paper trains, or am I misunderstanding?
Well, paper trains, yes, because they're disposable, Clive. In
yes.
fact, why don't you have it? Yes.
That's very kind of you. My children will really enjoy that, I should think. But can we get back to the environment? I think if you look at the league table of European countries, Britain is outperformed by virtually every other country apart from...
It's only in soccer, though, and...
No, in terms of the environment, apart from some of the stuff which is blown from Britain onto the continent, we're much worse.
Well, we're much worse, but then that's because of this lot here who've been in power for so long.
Yes.
And... hold my jacket, Jack.
Oh, well, thank you.
In the car park.
Perhaps we'd better end the interview there. Thank you very much, Graeme Garden. We have to move on because it's time for a reshuffle. If we put up onto the screen some numbers, behind each number is a possible appointment to a member of the cabinet. Pick a number and tell me why you're having him in your cabinet.
Number 5.
Oh, the excitement you bring to this. Number 5, and it's Jesus.
Yes. There are a great number of Christians in the cabinet, and we thought it'd be good to have somebody Jewish.
Yes. Yeah.
It'd be wonderful to get hold of the EC fish quotas. I mean, we'd only need 2, wouldn't we?
And also, another boon, another bonus, what with his 2000th birthday coming up...
Yes.
We could persuade him to do some favours for us. He could turn the Thames into wine, couldn't he?
Yes.
Then we could turn the Millennium Dome upside down and make punch in it.
He's famous for making the lame walk, so he could take over Virgin trains.
Yes.
Yes. Or Mary trains, it would be called.
Jesus and Mary trains.
I doubt it. Let's move on to Graeme.
Number 3.
Number 3 for Graeme, and you get... Monica Lewinsky. Well, she's been in the news.
Yes, and I think much maligned, just because she blew the whistle on the president.
Yes. Could you find a position for her in your cabinet?
Very easily.
Yes.
Very easily.
Let's switch over to the red part again, to Tony. Select another number.
Number 1, please.
And that's Mike Tyson, the pretty powerful boxer. What are you going to give him?
He'd be excellent. Well, he'd certainly be a very influential figure in the cabinet. He'd certainly be able to get the ear of the Prime Minister.
There'd be somebody for Jesus to forgive, of course. And Jesus could just keep turning the other cheek until his head finally came off.
With that unhappy image, let's go over to Janet.
6, please.
6. And who do you get?
I
Noel
am
Edmonds.
so thrilled. Over the years, look how his ratings have gone down. He's lost millions and millions of viewers. So, of course, he could go to the Department of Employment. Down would go the job list figures. He could go to the Department of Health.
Yes.
Down would go the waiting list. Or perhaps, because all those years, you know, honing Mr. Blobby to the icon that he is, he should work with John Prescott as his deputy.
Oh, I see. Well done, everybody. Noel Edmonds brings that to a conclusion. We've got enough time now for a game called I Couldn't Disagree More. This week, can Graeme disagree with anything and everything that Jeremy and Tony have to say to him?
Germans have no sense of humour.
I couldn't disagree more. They must have. They invented the Volkswagen.
Oi, dog breath is no way to address royalty.
It depends which one you're thinking of.
The square of the hypotenuse of a right-angled triangle equals the sum of the squares of the two shorter sides.
No. This is the sort of woolly-minded claptrap they're teaching our kids these days. I mean, they'll be telling me there's no E in potato next. I had a spud last night. I was bopping till dawn.
Yes.
I couldn't disagree more.
No. No, I couldn't disagree more.
Thank you very much, Graeme Garden. Well, we're nearly at the end of the programme. There's just enough time for a bit of desperate vote grabbing. You have to either buzz or ring if you can come up with some policies which might just swing the odd vote in your direction. This is a quick fire round. If you're not quick, you're fired, so away you go. Janet.
We plan to introduce the Blood Sports channel on television.
Yes.
Stick a little camera on the fox's bottom.
Yes.
Live bullfighting from Spain, hamster baiting and cockfighting. I think it'd be a complete vote winner.
You did say hamster baiting.
We'll be reforming the legal system, so barristers can be less formal, and instead of saying objection, they can just go bollocks.
That'll be bollocks, my lord, surely.
Brilliant. The judge could go, bollocks overruled. Well, that can only be a good thing.
We're going to stop pissing about and put taxes up.
Yes.
We're going to reduce class numbers. In future, there'll just be two, us and them.
The penalty for allowing your dog to foul the footpath is that anybody who so chooses may enter your home any hour of the day or night and leave a huge steaming turd anywhere you're likely to do it.
I see. All right. Oh, and that's the division bell. That's the end of the final round. Well done, everybody. And this leads us to the final vote. This is the general election. You've now got to decide which party you want to form the government. If you like Graeme and Janet, then vote blue. If you want Jeremy and Tony, then vote red. And do it now, please. And there, with astonishing victory, 78 to 22, the Red Party have won. Well, the Red Party.
Well, there'll be no triumphalism from us. In spite of this thumping...
Well, that's all from If I Ruled the World tonight. This is me, Clive Anderson, saying good night. Good night.